Hello dear students, we are learning here a topic microbes in human welfare, especially chapter microbes in human welfare, and the topic of this chapter is microbes in biocontrol agent. In previous class many topics of biocontrol agent I have already discussed. In this class I am going to start topic from baculovirus. Baculovirus is a category of polyhedrovirus. Not polyhedrovirus, it is under category of nucleopolyhedrovirus. Nucleopolyhedrovirus. It generally target to the insect and some of the arthropods. This polyhedrovirus having narrow spectrum of lifestyle. Narrow spectrum, it means a certain group of organism cannot targeted by this virus. Especially this virus is also spraying on the plants, and generally if any insect and arthropod eat them, then this virus also enter into the insect and some other arthropods and also kill them. But some group of organisms like birds, fish, mammals, and even some specific insect cannot targeted by etc. are not targeted by this type of virus. Before baculovirus, I already discussed a topic is called trichoderma. Trichoderma is generally found in the vicinity of root, and this trichoderma protect root from other harmful microorganisms. I have already discussed, students. Now the biocontrol agent is also completed in this chapter. Next topic is in this chapter is microbes in biofertilizer. Microbes in biofertilizer, especially biofertilizers. You have already learned many topic in previous classes, also in 6, 7, 8 about different type of fertilizers are already discussed. I am going to start here the topic with the fertilizer generally categorized in two categories, especially the fertilizer who are normal fertilizer, and fertilizers are first is a normal fertilizer and second is biofertilizer. The normal fertilizer you have listened many times, the farmer by take some money going at the shop, and from where some of the synthetic fertilizer they purchased, especially in the form of urea, that is also known, that is a chief constituent of urea, generally nitrogen, some of the other materials also, some other fertilizers like NPK also, especially in urea nitrogen majority, and some of the another type of fertilizer, synthetic fertilizer is having nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. This type of fertilizer especially. So this one is a synthetic fertilizers. I don't know the name of this type of fertilizer, what is the name of this, but it is a slightly darker and soil type of fertilizer like this is called NPK, and this is a urea having probably most of the nitrogenous content present in them. Especially this is a normal fertilizer. Generally farmers purchase this and spray in the field for growth and development of crop. But if farmer going to produce organic farming, going to perform organic farming, it is completely avoiding this type of fertilizer as well as insecticides. If farmer going to perform what? Organic farming, it is organic farming, it is completely left of this type of fertilizers. So the biofertilizer is one of the important tools to promote what? To promote organic farming. And generally the biofertilizer, especially the living organism generally used to enhancement the productivity of the crops, and this is called biofertilizer. Biofertilizer is further classified in two categories: the free living form, free living biofertilizer, and second is considered as symbiotic biofertilizer. Some of the microorganisms form symbiotic association with the plants or any other plants, and some of the biofertilizer is not used as a symbiotic. Okay, this is a symbiotic biofertilizer. You can see, students, especially many group of bacteria. You have listened that first is Azotobacter, second one is first is Azotobacter, second is Azospirillum. This group of bacteria generally found freely inside the soil. Freely, they are found free in the soil, and they generally fix atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia. This process is called nitrogen fixation. Especially if this nitrogen, suppose this is a plant, and if they are nitrogen fixed into the soil by this group of bacteria, this ammonia directly available to the first is a nitrogen, nitrogen, then change it to nitrate, then into the ammonia, and this is ammonia further into nitrogen dioxide, NO2, and this is generally absorbed by the plants. And these plants, by taking this nitrogen, especially they undergoes growth and development. This is the Azotobacter and Azospirillum perform this type of function. One more group of free living organism is called cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is also called blue-green algae. Cyanobacteria is different from bacteria is only due to presence of photosynthetic pigments, and this is also called blue-green algae. It is a filamentous, sometimes forming chain, and some specific cell changes into the heterocyst. Some specific cell changes into the heterocyst, and this heterocyst help in the fixation of nitrogen fixation, and this nitrogen available for the plants and help in the growth and development. This is a cyanobacteria, and cyanobacteria is also called blue-green algae, especially the Anabaena nostoc, even Oscillatoria. This is a group of cyanobacteria, and especially not Oscillatoria but Anabaena nostoc. This bacteria generally used in the rice field, especially in the rice crop in rainy season, especially spread in the soil in rice field, and this bacteria These cyanobacteria form their filament in the soil, help in nitrogen fixation, and nitrogen help in the growth and development of the plants. Especially this cyanobacteria is autotrophic microbes, widely distributed in aquatic conditions, especially in suppose rainy season come and crop paddy plant, paddy especially paddy, you know that the rice plant or rice plant is also called paddy crop, that grown in which the some Anabaena or nostoc bacteria are also spread, and that Anabaena nostoc generally can fix atmospheric nitrogen, okay, and the cyanobacteria serve as a important biofertilizer. It is also called blue-green algae, and it is nowadays this Anabaena nostoc packed in the packet and marketed for the purpose of free living biofertilizer in the rice field. So this one is an important aspect of the free living microorganism. I have already discussed in this like Azotobacter, Azospirillum, as well as cyanobacteria, blue-green algae, especially Anabaena nostoc, oscillatoria, how they are help in the free living nitrogen fixation and free living biofertilizers. They are not form association with the any of the higher plants. Now the next is a symbiotic biofertilizer. The most common symbiotic biofertilizer you have already listened many times in previous book also is called Rhizobium. Rhizobium, this is a Rhizobium leguminosarum, is a bacteria. Especially they form root nodules. They form root nodules with what? With leguminous plant. Leguminous plants. Especially this Rhizobium form association with roots of leguminous plants, and they form root nodules. In the root nodules this Rhizobium is present, and this Rhizobium takes atmospheric nitrogen and fix into the ammonia in their body. They are not need to absorb. They are not need to absorb. Here directly नाइट्रोजन से अमोनिया की सिंथेसिस सीधे लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स की बॉडी में होती है, और यही रीज़न है कि जो लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स होते हैं वो सबसे ज़्यादा नाइट्रोजन रिच सोर्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. जैसे पल्सेस, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स आर पल्स प्रोड्यूसिंग्स and they generally fixed nitrogen into the as a proteinaceous material, so they are generally produce proteins proteins containing foods that like pulses. So this one is an important aspect. Now here the enhancement the nitrogen in the body, especially in the form of ammonia in the leguminous plants, and this ammonia is further changes into the proteins, especially biological protein in the plants. Now this one is an important aspect of a symbiotic biofertilizer. One of the best example is mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is another type of symbiotic association. Especially it is said that the mycorrhiza form association with the root of higher plants. Form association with the root of higher plants. Mycorrhiza form association with the root of higher plants. मैं आपको यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी चीज़ें क्लियर कर दूँ कि जो हायर प्लांट्स हैं, जैसे मैं एक सबसे कॉमन एग्जांपल की बात करने जा रहा हूँ जिसका नाम है पाइनस. पाइनस प्लांट्स कैन नॉट ग्रो विदाउट माइकोराइजा. स्पेशली द पाइनस रूट फॉर्म एसोसिएशन विद द फंगल हाइफा. Pinus root form association with the fungal hypha, and this type of association is called mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza. mycorrhiza, and this mycorrhiza help in the what? This mycorrhiza help in the directly help in the development of plants. How they help? Because suppose this is a plant and this is a plant root. Generally, this is a plant root. Generally, the fungal hyphae form a many surround the entire root and form a root, and this is a hyphae. And this hyphae help in the nitrogens of help in the minerals basically, especially phosphorus minerals. This hyphae help in the absorption of phosphorus minerals and directly supply to the plants. Especially in revenge, plant provides shelter to the hyphae as well as provide prepared food that are generally prepared by the plants. One of the famous mycorrhiza, many members like glomus of the mycorrhiza, it absorbs phosphorus from the soil and passes into the plants. So one of the famous mycorrhizal species, fungus species called glomus, and especially glomus help in absorption of phosphorus, especially not only this type of only phosphorus, beside this many other minerals are also absorbed by this mycorrhiza. So this one is a symbiotic association as a leguminosarum, because rhizobium bacteria form root nodule with root of leguminous plant, and fungal hyphae form a root of higher plants such as a pinus in case of mycorrhiza. Especially this one is a I also want to explain that the Anabaena and nostoc form association with coralloid root of pinus also. It is not that the all Anabaena and nostoc found freely. Some of the Anabaena nostocs form the association with roots of plants, especially a coralloid root of cycas, especially help in the formation of association, and that help in the indirect development of the plants by absorbing mineral nutrient. So this one is a mycorrhiza. Another is a leguminous member is called Frankia. Another non-leguminous member is called Frankia. Frankia, it is a non-leguminous member. Non-leguminous member is associated with plant called Alanus. And this with the Alanus, they also help in the Frankia also help in the as a symbiotic biofertilizer in case of Alanus plant. This is associated with the non-leguminous members. Especially other also beneficial impact of mycorrhiza is the plant having association with root of higher plants, the plants having fungal association, then such resistant to the root borne pathogens. माइकोराइजा का एक एडवांटेज ये भी है कि अगर जब माइकोराइजा अगर किसी हायर प्लांट के साथ एसोसिएशन बना लेता है तो उससे किसी अदर फंगल इन्फेक्शन रूट पे होने के चांसेस क्या हो जाते हैं, कम हो जाते हैं. ये एक एनसीईआरटी की लाइन है, मैं वही आपको पढ़ के बता रहा हूँ कि दे आल्सो बेनिफिट आल्सो सच रेजिस्टेंस टू रूट बॉर्न पैथोजन. ये माइकोराइजल एसोसिएशन सैलिनिटी और एक्सट्रीम ड्रॉट कंडीशन को भी क्या कर लेता है, टॉलरेट कर लेता है. ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि फंगल हाइफी बंचेज होते हैं, पूरे नंबर्स में होते हैं, बहुत सारा सरफेस एरिया बढ़ा देता है. थोड़े से भी अगर सॉइल में मिनरल्स होगा, वाटर होगा, तो उसको एब्जॉर्ब करके प्लांट को क्या कर देगा, प्रोवाइड कर देगा. यानी कि प्लांट पे ड्राट का, सैलिनिटी का बहुत असर नहीं होता है. ये माइकोराइजल का एडवांटेज है. ये भी बता दूं कि यह ओवरऑल प्लांट ग्रोथ को प्रमोट करता है, प्रमोट एंड डेवलपमेंट करता है. ठीक है, तो आप इसे क्वेश्चन है एनसीईआरटी में कि कैन यू एक्सप्लेन द व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट टेकन बाय फंगस फ्रॉम रूट ऑफ हायर प्लांट्स। हायर प्लांट से किस तरह का बेनिफिट्स फंगस लेता है, इसके बारे में एक क्वेश्चन है। आप जानते हैं कि प्रिपेयर्ड फूड जो प्लांट ऑलरेडी बनाता है, तो इससे ये क्या करता है, अपना बना बनाया भोजन पाता है। तो ये मैं आपको तमाम सारे एस्पेक्ट थे कि माइक्रोब्स इन ह्यूमन वेलफेयर में कैसे यूज़ होता है। मैंने हाउस होल्ड प्रोडक्ट से, बायो कंपाउंड से लेकर, इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्ट से लेकर, बायोगैस प्रोडक्शंस एज वेल एज बायो फर्टिलाइज़र तक मैंने एक एक करके ईच एंड एवरी टॉपिक ऑफ एनसीईआरटी को मैंने कवर किया। होप कि हमारे जो ये 5 पार्ट में जो ये पूरा चैप्टर कंप्लीट हुआ है, अबाउट हाफ एन आवर ऑफ ईच पार्ट, ये सब आपको पसंद आया होगा। इससे अलावा आपको कोई भी एडिशनल टॉपिक्स नहीं है इसमें कि जो मैंने छोड़ा हो। अ सिंगल हेडिंग कोई ऐसा नहीं है जो इस टॉपिक में मैं आपको छोड़ा और लेफ्ट करके पढ़ाया। अगर आप वीडियो को अच्छे से अगर देख लेंगे तो आपको बहुत हद तक नहीं, कंप्लीटली बोर्ड पैटर्न के क्वेश्चंस आपको मिल जाएंगे। तो इस क्लास में इतना ही, आगे हम नेक्स्ट चैप्टर के साथ शुरू करेंगे। थैंक यू।